Imagine a giant of the fashion world who grabs our attention as much by his words as by his designs. No need for imagining, he actually exists. His name is Kenneth Cole, and he delivers the goods, which is the title of the series that our Tracy Smith now launches.
In 25 years, designer Kenneth Cole has created an international fashion empire from the ground up. He started out designing and selling women's shoes. His name's now on everything from sunglasses to cologne, dresses to bags. And in a notoriously cutthroat industry, Cole has managed to stand out by combining shoebox and soapbox.
Fashion.
His success may be due in large part to his ad campaigns, those clever one-liners that often seem more social commentary than sales pitch.
I've always felt that there's a bigger way to connect to an individual. And it's not just what you look like on the outside, but maybe who you are on the inside, something bigger than a specific product.
But it's not just a message, it's a moneymaker. Kenneth Cole, the company, did nearly $500 million in sales last year alone.
We have these inspiration walls, which have sketches that have photographs.
As a man who's become a mega brand, Cole has little time these days to actually sit down and design. But he's been involved with every aspect of the company since the beginning. He even lived across the street from his first store in New York.
So I had an apartment here, and I used to be able to look down in the store, and I had a telescope. I was a voyeur, but it was a new form of voyeurism to be able to, a commercial form of voyeurism where you could look at shopping bags.
Is that what you were counting, the shopping bags?
Well, when I was bored. Some people, when they couldn't sleep, they'd count sheep. I'd count shopping bags.
And while Cole has always had a keen eye on shoppers, as a kid he was more interested in watching curveballs in pursuit of his ultimate dream job.
Shortstop for the New York Mets. I failed in that regard. But not out of lack of trying, though, you should know that. So my first job was selling peanuts at Shea Stadium.
You were a good peanut vendor.
I was a good peanut vendor. I sold a lot of peanuts.
After graduating from college, he went to work at his dad's shoe factory, where they created candies, the platform for the disco craze of the late 70s.
She's got candies.
How successful was Candies?
Candies was a big business, and we sold many millions of shoes.
Fresh on the heels of the success of that trendy women's shoe, Cole set out in 1982 to design his own line.
What a woman looks like from the ankles down is very important. So, and this is where we started.
Cole says he decided early on that selling shoes required a bit of showmanship, a stunt that might grab buyers' attention. So he parked a trailer on a busy New York City street and pretended to shoot a movie.
And we sold 40,000 pair of shoes in a little more than 2 days.
40,000 pair of shoes. What do you think it was? Why did the buyers
Well, they were intrigued, and we also made them wait. This was kind of the studio 54 days, and everybody had to wait a little bit. And the more that we made them wait, the more they invariably bought when they came in. That's not going to be our demo. That's our demographic.
Perhaps it's no surprise then that Cole also took a unique approach to his ad campaigns. Instead of a traditional model, his first ad commented on a big news story, the First Lady of the Philippines, a woman with footwear issues of her own.
We ran an ad which said if in fact Imelda Marcos did buy 3,000 pair of shoes, she could have at least had the courtesy to buy a pair of ours.
Cole wasn't content just to poke fun at the headlines. He wanted to change them, especially when it came to a newly discovered deadly virus. Cole, who's not gay himself, wasn't worried about a stigma. So in 1986, when many people were afraid to talk about AIDS, Kenneth Cole kept the issue front and center.
This is it. This is the first ad that you ran about AIDS.
Yeah, this was the first ad.
He started with this ad, shot by famous portrait photographer Annie Leibovitz.
And it was an opportunity to say something important that nobody was saying.
But hold on a second. You were taking a huge risk.
I didn't see it that way.
But you're not just gambling your livelihood when you address an issue like that. You're gambling the livelihoods of all of your employees. You didn't think about that?
Well, you know what it is? I felt in many ways I was elevating our collective purpose, and I was found a place to make what we did really relevant, and I was prepared for some feedback, some backlash. I got none.
He was putting everything he had into this because he believed in it, because he believed it was the right thing to do.
Kevin Frost is CEO of AMFAR, the American Foundation for AIDS Research, where Cole donates his creativity and millions and serves as chairman of the board.
He's prepared to take the kind of risks that I would argue very few businessmen take today. I'm sure it's partly responsible for his success, but it unquestionably is responsible for our success.
AIDS is one of many issues Cole's tackled over the years in ads that rely heavily on wordplay and double meanings. He initially used an outside ad agency, but brought the process in-house in the early 90s and thinks up many of the puns himself.
What do you think the customers think of the puns? Do they laugh?
I think no, the goal is not to make you laugh. The goal is to provoke you.
So if someone came to you back in the 80s and said, I want to raise social awareness with my ads and I want to sell a product, what would you have said to them?
I would have said, let's get him out of here. He's crazy.
But legendary ad man Jerry Della Femina says it turned out to be a very smart move.
Let's face it, without that advertising, there wouldn't be a Kenneth Cole right now. The product wouldn't be there. The advertising was the difference between success or failure for Kenneth Cole.
And while the ads have won over customers, they've often pushed the limits.
Do you think it's ever hurt you over the years?
Yes, I know it has. I know we've lost some customers as a result of it, but I believe we've gotten, probably to the degree we've lost some, we've gotten more than we've lost.
Right after 9/11, Cole came out with a controversial ad campaign.
And there was a series of messages, and one of which said on 9/12, 14,000 people contracted HIV. Essentially, the bigger message was, in some ways, things changed profoundly. In other ways, they didn't change at all. So people felt that maybe it was inappropriate.
He received hate mail for those, and for this one, too, a play on the 2000 election.
Yeah, but that was a mistake. That was a mistake.
That was a mistake?
Yeah, that was.
Cole claims his messages are social, not political. But sometimes the lines get blurred. After all, politics runs in the family. He's married to Maria Cuomo, daughter of former New York State Governor Mario, and sister of New York Attorney General Andrew.
So there's no chance that anytime soon Kenneth Cole will be quiet and just...
I don't do quiet easily.
Right? All different colors.
One thing he's trying to do more of, return to his roots and design again.
Why is that?
Just because I love it and because I want to and I can.
So Kenneth Cole is back at the drawing board while still trying to heal the world.